5 million
they're
players.
2, 3 kind of
Okay, I think we have to kind of sit close to it because it's pretty.
low.
I don't know. Well, I don't know how. Does that like heighten it? I don't know. Fuck it. All right. Here, look. I might as well like tell you what you've got because I doubt you fucking remember your predictions off by the top of your head.
We don't.
All right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Can you remember your relegations?
Yeah.
You go first, Andrew.
I had West Brom, Leeds, and Crystal Palace.
No, you did not.
Who did I have?
You had Fulham,
No, that's
Leeds,
Connor
Crystal
had.
Palace. No, I went through it all yesterday.
Fulham, sorry, yeah, Fulham.
Yeah, you had
17,
Fulham. You had West Brom to scrape through.
Yeah.
So what? You have. Why the hell did you have Leeds to go there?
Because my idea was
You thought
Was
Bielsa
that-
was too overrated.
it was too overrated. The squad still is a championship squad. There's no doubt about that, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't expect Marco Bielsa to have such an impact on the squad as he did.
Yeah.
That was my sort of theory. I thought people were overhyping Leeds too much.
But like you took it way too far in the other direction.
To be fair, I mean, I was saying when I was doing the predictions, I thought Leeds would stay up because I thought Bielsa would be better in the Premier League and win the championship.
Yeah.
And it was better, but it was much better than I predicted it to be.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to know your relegation? Do you think?
I'm pretty sure I had West Brom and Fulham both in there, but I think I had Burnley.
Nah.
Who was it?
Here, Mike. You might need to sit a bit closer.
Sorry, I know I had West Brom and Fulham. I know I at least
Aston Villa.
Oh, I did have Villa, didn't I?
Okay. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, go on.
You had Aston Villa, you had West Brom, and you had Brighton.
Well. How the
right.
turns of tables.
How
Now-
the turns have tables.
Now,
okay.
can I just say, right? When we did the original podcast,
Yeah.
and you guys were slating me for an Aston Villa 14th, which I didn't really understand because a team who finished 17th would go up 3 places was absolutely unfathomable to you guys.
You said they'd go 13th.
14th.
No, you said 13th.
I say 13th.
Yeah, it's right here. You said 13th.
Aye.
So, yeah, 4 places. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 places.
Oh.
Ah, it's still
To
crazy.
be fair,
man.
I do still think Villa overperformed this
Oh
season.
yeah, 100%.
I don't. No, I think we could have done better if Jack Grealish.
If
stayed.
Jack Grealish stayed fit.
If Jack Grealish stayed fit, they would have overperformed even more.
That was
But
insane. Yeah.
I still don't think they would have gotten Europe. They would have gotten a top half finish. They wouldn't have gotten Europe.
He was in my house.
Jack Grealish.
No, you were in my house for
Yeah.
Jack Grealish was in my house. No, you were in my house for the 7-2 game against Liverpool
Yeah.
as well. Unfucking believable. Here's some quotes from you, Connor.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he said, Burnley are better in every way than the Aston Villa. That's aged well.
I mean, to be fair,
Considering they finished 17th.
To be fair, they are.
Yeah.
I think Burnley usually performed to everyone's expectations as, being a team you think might get
Just
relegated.
scrape top 10.
You think could be anywhere in the bottom half of the table, but are never going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Whereas Aston Villa really should have done worse than they did.
Yeah.
I think Watkins adapted to the Premier League faster than I thought he would,
Yeah.
but I still think their midfield is still not great.
The midfield,
Yeah.
no. We need to start. That's the plan for the summer now. I think.
Ollie Watkins was fucking class.
Yeah,
I think
he's unreal side.
really the main thing that really kind of helped Aston Villa get to where they were
Yeah.
was Martinez. I think if they still had a Tom Heaton or who's the other one?
Jed Steer,
No, the guy.
Nah, you had
no,
Reina
Rory
for a
Nealand.
while actually as well.
Nealand.
Nealand.
Yeah.
If you had Nealand or Tom Heaton, you're definitely sitting middle of the bottom half.
No, they did really fucking well. Here's another one for you actually. Yeah. If Villa still have Dean Smith, that's a problem.
It is a problem.
I don't agree with you. I think Dean Smith's a good manager. Whether or not if he's the manager take us to the top 4, which is the plan for these owners. This isn't me saying, oh yeah, we're great, and I'm a biased. So I am a biased fan, like most fans, like are biased.
Yeah.
I won't say I'm not, but is Dean Smith the man to take us to that next level when the time comes in the next 5-6 years, whenever that happens?
I still 100% stand by that statement. Dean Smith should not be their manager. if
You sound like Aidan Duffy here.
he shouldn't be, right? If Aston Villa
Yeah.
have any realistic hopes of getting into Europe, they need someone who can actually has any sort of chance of getting in there. Like,
yeah.
look at Arsenal. They have Arteta in. Where's he got them? This is the first time they've gone without Europe in I don't
25
even remember how
years.
long.
Mm.
You know, and I just don't think Dean Smith is the man
Yeah.
to get them there. I think they have a few good players, like really good players, and I think they if they had a better manager who had a better actual style of how they want to take every game.
Yeah.
Like, it really seemed like there was a lot of times where Aston Villa just really didn't seem to know what to do, especially when you're playing teams that are kind of around their level.
Yeah.
You know, like teams like your Brightons, you know,
We're not
their-
Brighton
or
level,
your
a bit
Leeds.
above them, but
They really
Yeah.
kind of struggle with teams like that.
yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't think they know how to play when they're the team in possession. They seem so focused on playing a counter-attacking style, which that works fine. But you need to have something else against teams where you're going to have the ball. You're not going to be able to counter-attack your Burnleys as well when they're just going to sit in deep. You know, you're the one who's going to be attacking. They're going to counter-attack you, and they just didn't know how to play against that style.
They have a lot of work, I think, still to do in the summer.
Yeah.
I think they still have like a lot of recruitment to do.
They do.
We do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you've got a good back line, but you, your midfield, you were saying.
Yeah, I'll say this, right? His back line's good, right? But unlike kind of our fringe players aren't great at all.
Yeah.
Now, I'd say that's going to improve now. Like, there are some very, very, very talented youngsters coming through.
Yeah.
You know, I think Carney Chukwuemeka is a once in a generation talent.
Yeah, you keep talking about him.
Yeah,
You think
I think he's the next Jack Grealish, you know. Louis Barry's a very good talent. I just think people overrate him a bit, but I still think he's a very good talent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not disputing. I'm just saying, I think Aston Villa fans talk about him as if he's the next Alan Shearer, you know. That's the way Aston Villa fans talk about him. But I just don't
That's
think
how
he is.
every fan
Hold on,
talks
you
about
say
the
that as
club.
if Harry Kane is the next Alan Shearer.
Yeah.
You should be saying that as Louis Barry is the next Harry Kane.
Do you want to hear
Besides-
my relegation, actually?
Go on.
I've got Aston Villa, West Brom and Fulham.
Yeah.
And I had West Brom. That's the only one we've got right so far.
Because, well,
That's one for me, anyway. Unlucky lads.
yeah, because I said West Brom would finish that last night.
Yeah, you said they finished last, but they actually finished
Who
second
could have
in the league.
predicted Sheffield United doing as bad as they did?
Wait, did
Andrew
they?
predicted a massive drop off, and even he didn't think they'd drop off as bad
Yeah,
as they did.
that was, they were fucking awful this
I
season.
knew they'd drop off, but I didn't think they'd drop off that much.
Yeah,
I knew
Drop off
teams-
from 8th to 20th?
Yeah, 9th, I think, wasn't it? The season previous.
Okay, here's my ones up to like just under the top 10.
Mhm.
So I've got Crystal Palace. I had
Yep.
Leeds, Newcastle, West Ham.
Everybody
I think
picked
we
West-
all
Yeah.
got West Ham.
I had
dead
West
wrong.
Ham in 11th, I think, though.
I think you guys put West Ham even lower than I did.
No, I put West
oh,
Ham.
I know where
You had-
I had them 15th, I think.
I had them 11th,
You had them down,
I think.
and wait, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you had them 7th from the bottom. What's that? 13th? Yeah, 13th.
Yeah, because they, to be fair, I mean, they overperformed as well.
Yeah, they really overperformed.
I still don't think that team was a team that should have been competing for like even like top 4 for as long as they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily like a bad team, but I think it was more so like that team paired with David Moyes as a manager. I just didn't think should be competing in the top half, let alone for Europe, which is what they ended up getting.
They got lucky breaks. I think Lingard, like, I think
But
he
if you
overperformed.
think about how bad West Ham's run was towards the back half of the season, and think how much worse could that have been had Jesse Lingard not suddenly become the top performer in the Premier League.
He was fucking class. Suchek is unreal.
Yeah.
I think he got close to 10 goals this season.
Yeah, he got
Yes.
just 10.
Did he
Yeah,
get 10? Yeah.
Just 10, yeah.
Well, he's a CDM.
yeah.
Yeah.
He should not be one of your top goal scorers.
Antonio got an injury. They can't rely on him. They still
No.
need a new striker.
Yeah, and I, from what I've seen of the transfer rumours so far, they're not ambitious enough
Yeah.
in the transfer market.
I don't think they did not play Ben Rama enough that season.
Selling Haller was a weird one as well. Like, I know he didn't perform, but apparently he's doing pretty well in Ajax now again.
Yeah, but he's also playing for Ajax in the Dutch league. So,
Yeah, but like I mean,
any one of us could perform well for Ajax in the Eredivisie.
I don't know. I think they just gave up on him pretty quickly. Like,
But I think they didn't. A lot of their fringe players, well, not so much fringe players, a lot of their other forwards that they have that don't get as much attention as Antonio, for example.
Lanzini.
No, not even Lanzini. I'm talking like Ben Rama or Jared Bowen or Pablo Fornal. I think those three are good players. But I just don't think, well, particularly for Bowen and Fornal, played well enough over the season.
do you want me to read out some more quotes?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Who we cut one off this time?
Well, Andy, you said they were gonna lose Zaha, Crystal Palace.
What?
Crystal Palace were gonna lose Zaha.
Yeah. To be fair, they're going to lose him every season.
I'm pretty sure I thought he was going to leave as well.
Yeah.
There was a lot of heavy rumours towards it. I don't
his
know why.
contract's way too big though. I think he signed like a 5-year contract like 2 years
He's
ago.
28 now. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That sort of. He should have never have signed that
He
contract.
never should have signed that
We
contract.
have another one here. Zaha won't be as bad as last season. So you're pretty right with
I
that
was
one,
right
Connor.
there. I did not. I mean, I think I don't know why he was so bad last season.
Yeah.
But he was much better, and I think a big reason for that was, and I think I even said Eze would be a really good signing for Crystal Palace,
Yeah.
and he was.
Yeah.
He was. He had a tremendous season, and I think having someone else in that team who actually has some sort of attacking quality, like Townsend, he's past it, all right. And if he's your main, for so long he was the only other main
Caused problems to Liverpool.
creative attacking outlet for so long that bringing Eze, someone who I think worked pretty well with Zaha, really freed him up to be the player that we know he is.
Yeah, but Crystal Palace needs some major fucking work though, don't they?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's. I don't even know how to
I think
explain. They had the oldest squad in Prem history,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Ever.
Last season, and
Yeah.
now it's just up again.
Yeah,
like.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not the reason. I think Crystal Palace genuinely could be relegation
Yeah,
zone
they could be
next
like Sheffield United next
There's
season.
so many teams though with like so much work to do. I feel this
It's not
summer.
even,
Southampton
it's not even
as
just like
well.
that. It's so bad for
yeah.
Crystal Palace specifically because they're going to lose their manager, and I think a solid half of their first teamers are all out of contract this season.
Connor, you were pretty close with Bielsa actually.
I mean, I was fairly
You said
confident.
you even said here Bielsa's style will work better in the Prem than in
did.
Championship.
See,
I think they suffered a lot. I think Leeds would have done even better had they not suffered from the same problem that your Liverpool of the mid-2010s had, where Leeds were really good against the big teams,
Yeah.
but were absolute trash against the crappier teams.
do you have the
They were
Rodri-
so, like, I remember seeing, well, they got stuffed by Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
What was it 4-0? Like, results like that. Like, if you want to really try and get into Europe next season, which Leeds easily could if they keep hold of this squad, they easily could. You cannot be losing 4-0 to one of the lowest scoring teams in the league. But that run that they went on towards the end of the season, where like City or United, Chelsea, Liverpool, all undefeated against those teams, you know,
Yeah.
like that's a really good. If you can get results like that consistently, like they went undefeated against City this season. That's pretty good for a newly promoted team.
Okay, I'm looking at your stuff now. I'm gonna count how much we've got right from like the
I'm
bottom
pretty sure
10.
it's
Yeah.
0 for me.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I think the mid-table is the hardest to predict because it's usually kind of like
It's
2-3
pretty interchangeable
points.
as well.
Yeah.
There's not much, and it can like flip flop through like every game week.
I mean, look at Southampton, for example. They were top of the table at one point in this season. They
Yeah.
finished, what, 12th?
We'll look at you first, Andy.
Can we talk about Brighton actually? Like,
I think you might have
Wow.
only got one right here
right.
because you got Newcastle in 12th and they got 12th.
Yeah.
You had Sheffield in no, not right.
15th.
Burnley, where did Burnley finish? 17th? No. Brighton. Where did Brighton finish in the end?
They finished 16th.
They finished 16th. Yeah, no, you were wrong with that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you only got one right there. That was Newcastle in 12th. Connor.
I'm pretty sure it's a solid 0 for me. They were a lot. It was still a weird season. I
Yeah.
really don't think we factored in just
I think I did a little bit, but
how much fans were missed in terms of how well teams play.
yeah.
Oh, you were close to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
You said they finished 15th, but they finished 14th. Yeah, you just got unlucky with all of them, I think. Where do you have Sheffield?
I think I had Sheffield up.
Yeah,
higher
you
up.
had them too high.
To be fair, everyone had them up too high.
Southampton, you had up too high. Yeah, you just got really unlucky with all of them. I think the thing that really fucked over everything was there were some teams that did a lot worse than usual. So, like, I think everyone put Sheffield too high. And I think everyone put Wolves way too high.
Well, I think that's another thing. And that's another reason, like, to go back, because, you know, Aston Villa fan here. Aston Villa really got where they were. A lot down also because how poorly a lot of other teams were playing. Like,
yeah.
Wolves were really bad this season.
Yeah.
Which, okay, that's completely understandable. Like, their top goal scorer is out for a long time.
Yeah, really
And
long
you can
time.
understand why their form would dip as much as it did. Especially also when Traore is not doing as much. And that's because the main person he was supplying wasn't there anymore. And I don't think... And while I think Pedro Neto is really, really good...
He's not much of an end product on him, though.
He
There's
didn't-
too many players in that
there's-
squad that don't have much of an end
Exactly, that's it. Well, Raul Jimenez there to be putting the ball in the back of the net. There's too many players like Neto, like Traore, like Fabio Silva, who like have the potential to be really good, but they just don't have that cutting edge.
Actually,
And even Jota, losing Jota, like he didn't exactly have that cutting edge at Wolves either.
yeah.
But he goes to Liverpool and boom, look at him now.
Actually, for Wolves, right? I'm actually very worried for Wolves, right? Because they should not have sacked Nuno, right?
product. Did he not just
No,
leave,
he
though?
just
I
left.
think he just left.
I've heard stuff saying that he got sacked. But,
I don't know, but like either way,
I'm not going to go off speculation.
And the big problem, right, is since that Nuno was a George Mendes client,
yeah.
they were able to bring on a lot more George Mendes client talent.
And now they don't really have that, I
And,
guess.
and now they're losing the kind of relationship with George Mendes that they had, which is actually it's just a big worry for.
That's fucking huge when you think
Well,
about
Well, I
it.
mean, there's already been rumours that Ruben Neves could be let go for 35 million. You know, that's a.
I think he's slightly overrated, though.
Yeah.
I don't think he was.
I don't know. I don't think he has enough work rate. I think he's talented, but I don't know if there's enough work rate there.
I don't think. I mean,
Compared to like my good mate Pierre-Emile Højbjerg.
to be fair, we were taking the piss out of you. Højbjerg. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that Harry Kane and Song were having such good seasons, he easily would have been Tottenham's best player.
Yeah, hang
this
on.
season.
Let me look at this, okay? I actually pulled up his statistics, okay? He was top for the amount of pressures in the Premier League this season. And he had like, okay, look, he had 807 pressures this season.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes was the second most for pressures, and his was 718.
But even Højbjerg is like a CDM as well, so that's even more impressive.
Yeah, and like he had the highest successful pressures as well. He had the highest amount of tackles against dribbles, and then just highest tackles in general. Like he was like on top of nearly every defensive
I don't
action.
even need the stats. The amount of times you'd watch him play in Tottenham matches, the amount of times he would just easily break up
Yeah.
any sort of attack the opposition was throwing at him was incredible. And I thought when they signed him, like, and we took the piss out of you as much, that was a really weird signing for Tottenham, because I didn't think he was much of a player at Southampton.
Yeah.
Not that he was bad, I just didn't think he was that great. I didn't think he was
Tottenham
good
level.
enough for. Okay, let's not get that far. Okay, you know, let's not act like Tottenham are a great club.
All right.
But I didn't think he was like, you know, top tier Premier League midfielder. But I mean, I'll put my hands up. He really
Yeah.
proved me wrong.
He
really
genuinely
proved how
looks
good
like
he
he
was.
could. I would be happy to have
I
him
mean,
at
he
Liverpool.
would. I mean, realistically, what team in the Premier League after that season could he not walk into?
I think
Yeah.
he could get in nearly any team.
Yeah.
Maybe City would be kind of like, I don't know.
I mean, maybe,
or maybe
but also
Chelsea,
you could
I
say,
don't know.
but I mean, also you could just say he's a replacement for Fernandinho.
Yeah.
I think, right? I think if
Do you want to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
if
get them. It was.
Yeah.
Okay, here, we might as well talk about. Do you want to talk about Leicester, actually?
no.
Very
Because-
interesting story.
Because I think we all fucked up on Leicester big time.
Yeah.
Look what you did. Okay, so I had them the lowest. Oh no, me and Andrew had them. We both had them at 10th, and you had them at 90, Connor.
Right. I thought I remember what it was. I thought the Europa League run that they had
Yeah.
were going to have the exact same effect that I had on Burnley.
Yeah.
the season that they
To a
had.
lesser
That they
extent,
didn't
of
have. They didn't have the squad depth, and it was going to really hurt their league form.
Yeah.
We ended up getting knocked out
What
very
ended up
quick.
happening was that their league form was actually way better when they were in the Europa League, and then once they were when they were only doing like one game a week,
Yeah.
they had that same fall off like they did last season, where past Christmas they just started dropping points for no reason against teams they shouldn't be.
I think we overestimated the Europa League effect and stuff like that.
Well, no, because there was evidence there to suggest that they would take a fall.
Yeah.
Because their squad is very similar to Burnley's in a
don't-
way that when you look at their
I
bench,
wouldn't agree with you on that one, but
oh, you know what I mean. It's you know what I mean. It's like when you look at their established starting 11 and then look at their bench.
Yeah,
When the
there's
fact that
nothing.
Kelechi Iheanacho was the main player they were bringing off the bench, and at the time, he wasn't doing great. Now, obviously, he went on a really good run at the end of the season, but there was no evidence to suggest something like that would happen.
I think I said something along the lines that Iheanacho would be very good because there was a point last season where he was kind of playing camp because Madison was out injured, and he ended up playing like a load of games, just like this season. It was a fucking repeat of last season where Iheanacho came on, did a good bit of cam work at the end of the season after lockdown, and like he looked pretty good. And I said, I think Iheanacho would have a good season this season, and he did pretty well. Like,
Only towards the end.
yeah.
Now, obviously, he was pretty good in the FA Cup, but also he wasn't playing many good teams in the FA Cup.
I think
But it's like,
Yeah.
it's one of the. I think that actually it's one of the few times where a player has taken the form that they had in the FA Cup and actually carried that into other
the Premier
competitions.
League, yeah.
You know, like he did really well in the FA Cup, but you just think, he's just batting against nobodies. You know, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Well, it did to him, and it clearly showed because he was one of the top performers in the Premier League since March.
I think what was crazy was everyone was talking, I was only thinking about this, but everyone was talking about Liverpool and how like their season was destroyed through injury. But if you look at Leicester, if
Yeah.
anything, Leicester had more injuries than Liverpool.
they had.
I don't think
Because
I don't think it was
Ndidi got
necessarily-
injured. Ndidi got injured for a
As
good
per
stretch.
usual.
Yeah, Madison got injured as per usual.
I don't think it's necessarily that
Evans
they
got
had
injured.
as many injuries. I just think the injuries that they
Soyuncu at the start of the season.
had were.
Justin.
I think
Harvey
the injuries
Barnes.
they had were a lot more detrimental to what they were going. Like, indeed, it's such a major part of their defense
Yeah.
or their their midfield.
Yeah.
Johnny Evans is such a major part of their defense. Like I would say Johnny Evans
He's probably
last
the most
season
important
was one of
player.
the top 5 centre backs in the league
Yeah.
that season, because he was like, everyone was giving the plaudits to Soyuncu, but I mean, you look at Johnny Evans and he was the real hard
Wesley
defense.
Fofana though, he's
He's been a
fucking
revelation.
what a fucking steal.
And that's why I think that the Soyuncu one didn't matter as much, because Fofana was so good.
Yeah. But I think like they still had major injuries. Like Justin got injured. Yeah,
but I think
that's
it's more that
another
they were
one.
detrimental to them.
Madison always getting injured. Like he's
Yeah.
such a talent, James Madison. I think he's one of the best cams
he's
in
just
the league.
so injury prone.
But yeah, he's so injury prone. He's so good though. Like even his statistics, like they're always really fucking good.
Well, his debut season, he had created most chances in the Premier League.
Yeah, and
And that was a season where Hazard was still in the
Harvey
league.
Barnes really kicked off. We
Yeah, he
said
was
it.
really
We
good.
said I think Harvey Barnes is pretty decent, and he did fucking well. Like he scored.
I say that?
I
Or
think
did you say that?
I think I said it, and then you kind of agreed with me.
Yeah,
or something.
because he's a good player. And he's
Yeah,
got a lot of potential.
How old is he? About 20? 21?
He's young enough, and I think he might be. He's in like his young 20s anyway. It's like no older than 23, and he got like I think he got 9 goals. I think he just got off 10, but he got that crippling injury. Like,
Yeah.
but he was class.
And he had a few assists as well.
Yeah. They look really good, but I think Leicester have to still do like a good bit of work to
I
their
think
team
their,
because
their
like their
mentality
depth. They don't have
is-
enough depth.
There's just this weird mentality problem with them. They like, once again, going into March, everyone was saying, surely Leicester have top 4 this time, right?
Yeah.
And once again, they bowed it, and they bowed it on the last day. They did, like,
They had an
literally-
opportunity to get that.
I think
it
it's
was
the
down
depth
to
though.
them.
I think it's the depth again.
it's not
Because like you see Chelsea did rotate their team a little bit after that FA Cup game.
but I mean, you think about it, right?
They had
Like,
more fire as well.
losing to Chelsea, in retrospect, given what ended up happening on the last day, Leicester didn't even need to win that game. They just need to not lose,
Yeah.
and they lost. And then they went and lost to Tottenham as well.
Bale was fucking class though again.
Yeah, but I
They
mean,
had a
very
good game.
inconsistent over the
if
season.
you
He
think
has
about
the
that
most
game,
he's the best goal to minute ratio.
well, if you think about that game,
Yeah.
right? Leicester were 2-1 up, then an unlucky own goal from the keeper, and then it's 2 very late goals from Gareth Bale. If that own goal doesn't happen, that game changes dramatically.
Yeah, but I think Bale's is that kind of guy. Like I said it
Yeah,
when
I'm
I
not
was
saying-
watching the game.
I'm
I
not
was
saying-
like, oh shit, they brought on Gareth Bale. This is different. Like it felt like that Champions League final. Do you know
I'm
when
not
he
saying
came on against
he,
Liverpool?
he
and
couldn't
you're like,
have
oh,
still
shit.
scored goals had the own goal not gone in. But you have to, like, when you're a team in that position, knowing that you have to win,
Yeah.
and your keeper just scored an own goal, and a game, and you've just thrown away a lead twice, that destroys your mentality.
Yeah, but I think Gareth Bale, right? He's just so inconsistent. He is so inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like even the game before that against Aston Villa, he was pocketed by Matt Target. He was.
He can go missing. He
Yeah.
can go missing, but he's great. What do you guys think Leicester need to do? Like, who do they need to sign? Now they got that. You got your man
So-
Soumare, and
So they don't need that.
so that's
CDM.
pretty good. Like, but what if in like
They need a striker.
what if
That's-
Tielemans goes? Yeah, they need a striker for.
Yeah. Like I know we're gonna say
Castagna
Vardy's
was a
gonna
good signing that
yeah.
they made last season, actually.
Vardy's gonna drop off, but
I think
we don't even know. But
Yeah, no, I think he
They
will.
still need- they
this
still-
year is Jamie Vardy's drop off year.
but still, they still need someone to replace them. There's no. With the next
Ollie
2
Watkins
seasons,
would be the perfect replacement
but they
for
could
Jamie Vardy.
they could never ever get him.
You don't think so?
No, they couldn't
No,
afford him.
Villa won't sign. They won't sell him because
No.
Villa have money as well. They
Yeah.
don't need it.
I don't even necessarily think signings are what Leicester need. I just think they really need to develop themselves in terms of like not letting what's the word I'm looking
Nah,
for?
they need
They
signs,
not,
guys.
no,
Yeah, they
no,
need,
not
yeah.
that.
They
not
don't
that.
have
Probably
They
a
need
right
to
winger
stop-
as well, I'd say.
It feels
Yeah.
like they're a
Yeah.
sheet. It's like they're a sheet of glass waiting for a hammer to go through it. You know, any big obstacle seems to just shatter them completely. You know, it seems like when they like
They seem
it's
to
like
shit
lost,
themselves at the
They
end of the
lost to
season.
Chelsea, and then it was almost like you could almost. I mean, when they lost to Chelsea, you could almost tell, you could almost smell
They
it
just
that
gave
Leicester
up,
were going to
yeah.
lose to Tottenham.
But they were kind of like, oh, we've got the FA Cup. It doesn't matter.
Well, it does matter because they won Champions League.
Yeah, of course.
To be so close to it 2 seasons in a row and to miss out on the final. Leicester spent more time in the top 4 this season than any other team. But it doesn't matter because they weren't there in the one day it mattered.
Yeah.
True.
And it's like, anytime these things happen, it feels like it hits them a lot harder than just every other team. Like, look at Liverpool or the Klopp's mentality monsters. How many last minute winners did they score this season alone? You know, they had their goalkeeper going up and scoring a 95th minute winner against West Brom.
Do you want to talk about a different team? Because there's one team
I
that.
want to say, I want to
Alright,
talk a
okay.
bit more about it.
Okay.
Or even United. How many times were they behind away from home? And they still went back and won. You never felt like Leicester were a team that could do that. Even when they did it to Liverpool, that wasn't because they started playing really
They played
well.
really. Nah, they did
No,
pretty
that
well.
wasn't that. That was because Liverpool just shattered completely. Oh, they did a Leicester to Leicester, where a lot of their goals came from stupid mistakes. And one stupid mistake, and then suddenly they're gone.
But do you not think the biggest problem with Leicester is their injury problems?
Well, I mean,
Because
obviously
how
injury
many
problems are
fucking-
going to be a
how
thing.
many players do you have in there that just constantly get injured? Like
But it's not. But I mean,
like
that's not what I'm saying.
Madison's always getting injured. Indeed, he's always getting injured.
Barnes will be out for a while now.
Barnes will be out for a while.
a lot of-
Justin's out for a while.
Yeah.
But a lot of other teams have had a lot of injuries. But it's what you still need to do. Klopp got top to third with a centre back
Fucking
partnership
scraped
of
her.
Nat Phillips and Reece Williams.
Got very fucking
Leicester still had guys like Fofana, and they still had like Soyuncu. They still had good players to use there, and they can't even see the injuries. Didn't even seem like they were having that much problem. They were still winning
Yeah,
a
but
lot
you
of
could
their
say the
games.
same for Liverpool. You could say Liverpool has some great talent still there. Like
That's Salah.
they still had Salah, they still had Mane,
no,
they
because
still have Firmino.
not even just like they had the talent, but a lot of their players were also really underperforming. You know, like this is like Mane himself said this is his worst season he's ever
Mane
played.
was fucking big drop
You
off
know?
there.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest drop off of the season. I would
For a
say.
lot of our games, we also didn't
He's
have
still got
Fabinho
9
in
goals,
midfield.
Yeah.
Still got like decent goals. Like if you looked at any other season, I think like his form and like the way he played in games is pretty poor. but he actually did like pretty well on stats wise. If you were looking on paper, like
It was everything except goals.
yeah, well no, because he still got 9 goals. Like, and
Yeah,
the
but that's
2
still-
seasons before he hit his 20s, he got like, because I think like there was last season he got like 21 goals or something, or the season before that he got like 21 as well. Like there was 2 seasons where he hit like in the 20s, but before that he was only getting like 11, 10, 9 goals, you know. So it wasn't like it was a major drop off before like he hit
We're
like
playing
his
for
peak,
kind of
you
a
know?
Southampton side at the time, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm-
could argue in
I
that
saw-
way
I-
he's playing for a poor
I know
team,
talking
but
about,
Nah, but like at Liverpool, he got
His
like
first
in his
season?
first 2 seasons, he got like 11 goals and 9 goals or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm talking a lot about Leicester. Why? I think there's such an interesting case because you really get the feeling that
There's
they're the
something there.
team that they're gonna buck the trend. They're gonna take that the so-called established Big Six and say, here, it's not as established as you think anymore.
They're
Especially when you
definitely
look
the
at
best
how
of
bad,
that pack.
especially when you think about how bad Tottenham and Arsenal were.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean,
big
obviously
fucking
there have been shouts for
drops.
Tottenham to not be in the top Big Six for
Yeah.
a few years now. Well, you really think Leicester are the one, like, they're going to book the trend. They're going to be that team you see in the top 6 every season, you know? And
Yeah.
it's just such a shame. I mean, obviously, I'm also kind of glad because my team benefited from their collapse. But it's just a shame when you think they could be that team.
Yeah.
And they're so close, but they're just not there,
They look off it.
you know? Like,
They looked off it, but I think they'll bounce back again.
Like, I only saw it the other day, but Alex Ferguson talking about it. It's the Leicester cities that make you fall in love with football. That
Oh, yeah.
kind of story where it's just like,
yeah.
all the odds are against them, but yet they still, you know, get there. Except they just can't quite get there. I mean, they won the FA Cup. That's, no matter what else, that's still a great season
That's
for them.
huge.
Yeah.
But you still feel it's ends on a
First
really
time
bad
in
note.
their history as
Yeah.
I
well.
still feel like
first
it ends
time.
on a bad note because they didn't get that top 4.
Yeah,
For
well, I think
something
they
that
can still
were
be
de-
happy with their
something that they-
season.
Yeah,
you know?
obviously, but you can think you're just gonna think, but what if? But what if one of those other games that we really should have won that we didn't, and we do get top 4?
Would you fancy Leicester? Say if they did get top 4 and they got Champions League football, would you fancy them in Champions League?
I mean, why
No.
not?
I feel like that's a kind of
When-
team that's perfect for a cup,
Yeah.
though.
I mean,
A cup run.
you're saying that, Andrew. But let's look at some of your teams, right? Leipzig, they were a team that had no European football. They did really well.
Yeah,
Atalanta,
yeah.
they were a team that had no. Look at them. They've qualified 3 seasons in a row now.
Yeah, there wasn't too many. Like Porto did pretty decent this year.
I mean, not that Juve.
Yeah,
I mean, a poor Juve.
there
but
wasn't a
Juve
lot of
nonetheless.
size. Actually this season there wasn't a lot of the small sides that had like a little.
And the season before was where it was really good.
Last season was kind of like it was a bit of an odd one. Anyway, do you want to talk about Everton because Everton had a big fucking...
Man, Everton. I mean, obviously.
Here, wait,
I
hang on.
like-
I'll tell you where you put them. So I had them in 8th.
Mhm.
You had them in 7th,
Mhm.
and
had them-
Andrew,
Had them in 6th.
you had them in 6th.
Yeah.
Where did they end
Why
up?
did you have them in 6th?
I just thought they had
9th.
great. Ancelotti would have done a great job with them, right? You know,
Yeah,
they signed James. I thought it was going to be a great signing.
yeah,
I just thought like the stars were aligning. It was his first proper season. I thought Ancelotti was such a good coach that he'd be able to get them into a top 6 sort of finish. I think nobody could blame you for that thought process. But it just sort of collapsed towards the end of the season as well.
It really did, especially early on. It really did seem like Everton were going to be like, yeah, okay, this is their season. They're going to get back into Europe, right? Right? No. It's like they have Carlo Ancelotti, one of the best
Hard.
managers at the time.
yeah.
They had Ancelotti, one of the best managers of all time. I don't think anyone would dispute that.
Yeah, especially
They
what he
had
did with AC Milan.
Calvert-Lewin, especially early on, Calvert-Lewin, in the form of his career, and you had James
He looked
Rodriguez,
fucking class.
He had a big drop
you had
off,
James
though.
Rodriguez, who early on in the season was unplayable.
Yeah, but do you see? No, here's the biggest problem though.
They're wide players.
I said it in our fucking podcast. I said Everton won't do that well because they've got shit wingers, and I said they're gonna do what in this season, what they did with Koeman when they brought in all those players. What they did was they brought in too many cams and midfielders, and they didn't think about their wide men, and then they would be stuck with people like fucking
Sigurdsson.
Walcott or Iwobi or all those fucking guys. And then they ended up playing Sigurdsson out wide.
Yeah.
A cam that really should be. They should almost build their. They should have built their team around
What?
Sigurdsson maybe. But they ended up playing him out wide and left forward, and they did the exact same fucking thing with James Rodriguez, and they played him out right wing.
But like when you look at, especially early on, when you look at the midfield with Decore and Alan and Rodriguez, you thought that's a really good midfield.
Yeah.
And then it all just like you hit January and it just falls apart.
But they
like
don't.
it's
They
like
don't have the wingers.
It's like a collapsing train.
They've got a decent left winger with Richarlison out there, but like he's a bit of a donkey sometimes. Like
Their
he'll
left
he'll
side
fucking
is
miss.
way stronger than the right.
Oh, yeah.
Because Digne is one of the best left backs.
Oh,
in the
he's
league.
great.
he's
Yeah,
unreal, yeah.
he's
But
got a
look on-
great delivery as
Look
well.
on the other side, and who do they have? Bernard,
Coleman.
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 Yeah,
I mean,
Coleman.
I like Coleman, but you know he's not.
He's
He had a
80 now.
strong
You
start
need-
to the season, but they need to replace
Yeah,
him
you
because
need
he's
to, you
getting
need to
too
move
old.
on. You know.
Yeah.
And obviously they had
He's
they had,
solid though.
They had
He's
Rodriguez
solid.
on that
Yeah.
side as well, but I mean
But
he's
Rodriguez,
injury prone. As
he's
well.
such an injury prone, and
you could
you
never
can't play him out right.
going
play
into
him
that
in the
season.
centre.
Going
Yeah.
into that season, you knew you could not rely on James Rodriguez to be your main creative output because he would not be with you the whole season, and he wasn't. And when he was gone from that team, they were missing something. Sigurdsson couldn't give them that when he was playing when Rodriguez wasn't. He couldn't give him that. Maybe he could have when he first signed him, but not anymore.
I look at Everton's squad though, and I'm like, they need a new right winger. But other than that, I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Richarlison needed to play better.
They need a new
Yeah.
right back as well.
Well, they need a new right back, but like other than like that little right hand side, I don't know what they
But,
really
I mean,
need.
think
like,
about it, right? I mean, look at that back five.
It's not too
right?
bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of isn't. It kind of is though. You have
Godfrey's
you have
Godfrey.
Digne. You have Digne. You have Yerry Mina, who
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
all right. He's all
It's
right.
like-
Michael
but-
Keane's all right as well. Like he had a
but
decent
exactly.
patch.
Like look at everyone else, and you can't come up with anything more than just he's all right.
Yeah.
You know, Yerry Mina. Yeah, he's all right. You know, he'll do a job, but it's like when you look at all the other teams, right? A lot of them have those kind of they're all right centre backs, but who's next to him? A really good centre back. Like when you had Van Dijk and Lovren. It's like, yeah, Lovren.
I
he's
think
an
they
all right
had
centre-back,
problems at
but they
goal,
had Van
though.
Dijk. They have Man City. They have John Stones. Yeah, he's all right, but they also have Ruben Diaz. Even United, you know, they have Lindelof. You know, he's all right, but they have Maguire.
Well, here, look. Here's a quote from you, Connor. Pickford is the worst keeper in the league.
He
You
is.
said that last one.
He
You
is.
know, I actually looked at some statistic, right? From who scored, he was the highest rated Everton player that season.
Is this from their match rating stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't
that's
really
from
rate
their
those though.
squad.
Like I think like the problem with that is like he also was in for a while and then they took him out for a while. And then
I
they were
think-
playing that guy Olsen or something like that as well.
I
It
think
was a bit fucking odd.
you
Like
cannot
that destabilizes your defense, I
you
think.
cannot have the base of your defense be decided on what's essentially a coin flip.
Yeah.
Like on his day, you know, you're not getting past Pickford. You know, he can't. But a lot of other keepers can be like that as well. But no other goalkeeper except maybe David De Gea can be as error prone as him.
Yeah.
Okay, and also Hugo Lloris.
Kepa start season.
He's not even starting goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I think I did say that
Jesus
Kepa
Christ.
might be up there with in terms of worst goalkeepers.
No, you said bar Kepa because Kepa doesn't even fucking count.
Yeah.
You said after you made that claim about
Yeah.
Pickford because I said what about Kepa? But
Yeah.
you said
And I was right because Kepa's not even a goalkeeper anymore.
yeah.
Here, tell us some crazy quotes.
Any crazy quotes here? There are no worries about Aubameyang. That came from me.
Yeah. Hey, no, actually, James, there's your Vardy drop off right there.
That's a fucking.
You predicted the wrong striker.
And
And I mean, you can even go into that a bit more. That Aubameyang is such a huge reason why Arsenal were so dog shit this season. When the guy who's getting like half your goals in Premier League is not. He didn't hit double digits this season, did he? I'm pretty sure he didn't.
No.
And
No,
he's
he
not in the
did.
league.
no, I think he might have scraped it just at the end.
Scraped it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
Tell some other good quotes here. Some like
Oh Jesus, do I have anything else? Moisey is out of his league.
He is out of his league.
I don't know. He did pretty fucking
He's
well.
out of his league. Yeah.
Can't
But
say-
hold on. That wasn't down to him. That was down to the players performing really
yeah,
well.
but the manager is the one who you can't say it's the players when it's the manager who manages the players, who guides the players.
I just
Not
think West
necessarily.
Brom is gonna have a good season. Andy,
Me, yeah. I felt right. I know Pereira. Yeah, he was a really good signing.
We all did say Pereira is a quality player.
Well,
Hopefully
I
goes to
even
Aston
said
Villa.
it. The only thing that this season's going to do for West Brom is going to showcase Pereira. And I was right. Because if he's still there next season, then West Brom have fucking got unlucky. Because there's no way he should still be there.
Connor has a good one here as well.
I have lots of good ones.
Steve Bruce is the man for Newcastle.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh no! Something that I'd say, right?
I'm pretty
Is
sure.
that-
I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's what I
He's
said.
got-
I'm
Nah,
pretty sure.
you can go back. That's a
Right.
direct quote.
It's what, like, in the last 2 seasons, Rafa Benitez was at Newcastle, right? He got 45 points in the second last season, and like 44 in the season after that. And then for Steve Bruce's 2 seasons, he's gotten 45 and 44.
But the
I know
biggest
what you're
problem
saying.
is like Steve Bruce got in money,
But-
Rafa didn't. Rafa had fucking Hosselu up top, and
Hold
he had
on.
like
Yeah.
he had shite.
Where did I put Newcastle though? Because I'm pretty sure I had them and West Ham right next to each other.
Nah, you had Newcastle all the way up in 11th. Sorry, not 11th. Sorry, 13th.
Yeah, 13.
They got them
Where's West
higher,
Ham?
West Ham, you had below them in 12th.
Yeah, because I remember specifically saying that I was a flip flop between where I put those two, but I would have immediately put
You said
them higher.
Moyes is worse than
But I
Bruce.
said- yeah, and he is. But
I don't agree with
What?
that one. Trust
What?
me, he was our manager for
Well, I'm
2
pretty
years. I
sure-
know.
But I'm pretty sure I was saying I would immediately put both Newcastle and West Ham higher up the table if they had different managers,
yeah.
because neither of them are good.
I mean, I don't rate a lot of Newcastle's forward players besides Callum Wilson.
He was actually Callum Wilson was a show for signing the season.
Yeah, he's
He was fucking class. He
No,
saved
mine-
their arses.
No, mind you, I'm glad he didn't sign for Aston Villa in the end, but
Oh, well, you had Ollie Watkins.
Yeah, we got
but
Ollie
he
Watkins.
was unreal.
Yeah.
He was fucking class. He had no right to get plus. I think he got 12
13?
goals or something. Yeah, 13
Yeah.
in the season. He had no right to do that.
yeah.
No.
So he went on an injury spell as well.
Here's another quote. I am baffled that you think Aston Villa will have a massive upgrade and Sheffield United will have a massive downgrade this
Yeah,
season. That came from Connor.
Yeah, that is
To
that,
Andrew.
that aged like fine wine. That one. That aged like fine wine.
Look, right?
I think that might be one of the most poorly timed quotes I think in the history of football.
That's
Not even just the Aston Villa, the Sheffield United part of it alone.
That's like the
It's one
Alan
of the most-
Hansen thing where he says, you're not going to win anything with kids, and then United go on to win the treble with all the class of 92
It's like
lads.
that is such a poorly timed quote. But at the time,
It's so specific as well.
it's specifically the two teams.
That did have a massive upgrade
And
and
one
the
that had a
biggest
massive
downgrade.
But at the time, it was baffling to think that.
No,
Yeah,
no,
oh yeah, 100%.
No, see, right. So I'm a lot
Hold on
more-
a second here. Before you guys start off on your Aston Villa circle jerk, even you, who predicted a downgrade, did not think they would have as much of a downgrade.
No.
A team that almost got Europe 2 seasons running, getting
Yeah.
relegated, finishing dead last below West Brom, who everyone pegged to finish dead last,
Yeah.
is just
Definitely.
ridiculous. They almost broke Derby County's record, for fuck's sake. Who's predicting that?
Yeah, it was god awful. And to be honest, it wasn't like they lost any players. Like, okay, they had like some injuries. They had like, I think they were missing Jack O'Connell.
He was a big miss for them, though.
Yeah, and like Lundstrom. We all said
Sandberg-
Lundstrom.
Sandberg was a huge miss from him.
But he wasn't even there really last season.
But again, another reason for Aston Villa wasn't even just they were playing well. It's a lot of teams around them
I
were
don't
playing
agree
poorly.
with you. I think
Okay, hold on. Can you look at me with a straight face and tell me that teams like Wolves or who else? Who's your team? You said Wolves and who's your team that played around there that played really bad this season?
Southampton.
Southampton. Fucking massive drop off.
But like Wolves specifically, do you think Wolves would be as bad this season as they were?
no, of course I had them look really high.
yeah, look.
Yeah.
Okay, here we'll talk about Wolves. Yeah, because that's really interesting. Because Andrew had Wolves in 5th.
Yeah. No, I can really.
Jesus Christ.
No, right? My thinking behind that was
Yeah.
they didn't get Europa League that season, right?
Yeah.
I thought they had an amazing squad. I still think Nuno's a very good manager. I know he got sacked,
Yeah.
but I still think he's a very good manager. And I just thought they'd have that time to focus on the league.
To be fair,
At
I-
this
Jo-
time,
I-
at this time, they still had Jota when you said that.
Yeah.
and no,
But still, they still had Jimenez.
Yeah.
Adama Traore was something else.
He was good last at the back end, but he still has no end product.
There was
Yeah.
still well, no, that's the thing. There was a lot of reason to be optimistic for what Wolves would do this
You
season
see-
because at that point, Traore kind of did have
Did have
the
an
end
end product, yeah.
He was
He
getting
looked
goals,
like
was
he
getting
looked like
assists.
he was starting to get an end product.
Yeah.
Did you actually see that Chelsea are in for Adama Traore?
Why? They don't need a fucking winger. That's the last
They've-
thing they need.
I
They
think
literally
they're
have won
playing
the
right wing
they
back
literally have
though. I
won
can
the
see
potentially
them-
one of the best wingers in the league in Pulisic. Why the fuck do they need Traore?
Yeah.
I think he'd be better off playing a right wing back if he's still continuing on this terrible trend of.
But they have
But
Ziyech and they have
Reece
like,
James as well. Why would they need him at
Hudson-Odoi.
right
Yeah,
wing
but
back?
that's why I think he'd be playing
nah.
you're playing back up to James. That's
It'd
what
be-
I'm sort of
it'd be-
thinking.
Maybe,
it'd be-
maybe.
not
That's
gonna-
where I see him playing more.
But
than
he,
that
yeah,
now.
but he's not going to go to Chelsea to play second field to Reece James.
I rate Reece James really high. So
Oh, he's quality.
Yeah.
He's
Well, that's
quality.
what I'm saying. Jam Traore is not going to want to move.
He's
from-
not gonna want to move. Yeah,
No.
he's not.
Oh, that being said, I mean, he kind of is a bench player for
but
Wolves
yeah,
these days as well.
sometimes he is a bench player for him. Yeah. Jimenez was a massive loss as well.
Massive
Yeah.
loss, and it's a damn shame what happened to him.
Yeah.
I mean, he has. I mean, the man has to wear a skull cap now for the rest of his career.
Really?
Yeah,
yeah.
Wow.
that's how bad it was. It's a damn shame what happened to him, and the fact that it
Seems
took,
like that Ryan Mason thing.
and the fact that it took that to happen for them to finally bring in concussion substitutions
yeah.
is a travesty.
Yeah, I agree. Have they even used this?
There's been a few times.
There's been a couple times. There was one for De Bruyne for what in the final, was it? No, they didn't even use that.
He broke his nose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he looked in bits.
I think it was
He was
cheek.
fucking shaking like crazy. Did you see him walking down the stairs of the tunnel?
I remember he
He
went.
was really
sketchy.
upset.
I
really
remember,
sketchy, though.
because I remember he was up in the stand, and then he went down to the tunnel, which
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not good.
And he was wobbling when he was walking.
It's like,
down,
that's not
it
good.
looked really fucking weird.
But
But like when you watch rugby, like they're grand, but like he looked like he got hit by a fucking bus. Rudiger must have like the strongest fucking skull I've ever seen.
back to him, especially early on in the season, you thought he's going to have another one of those seasons where you think he's going to be your.
Jimenez,
yeah, he's going to be like basically what Patrick Bamford ended up being for Leeds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck.
That
Who
kind
could've
of, like,
predicted that.
That striker, just like he's not going to be like up there with like your Harry Kane, your Salah.
But he'll still
he's
do
gonna
really well. Just off the cuff, and it looks like a kind of guy, like if he goes to a big club, he'd be unreal.
I think the best way to
I don't
describe
think
him
so.
is like he's.
Jimenez.
No.
Oh, you're thinking about Bamford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the best way to describe what Jimenez is like when you see a list of like, oh, who's in the race for the golden boot, he's not going to be up at the top, but you're going to see him down at the bottom. It's like, oh, he's got that many goals, does he?
To
That
be
kind of
honest,
thing.
if
You think-
Jimenez didn't get that injury to his head, I would have liked him as our striker for Liverpool. Because like he can do like a lot. He's good hold up play, bringing in other players, but he's also pretty decent in the air and he's a good finisher. Like, you know.
I should get some Leeds quotes here. Do we have any?
I don't think I have any.
Other
leads.
than the-
Because I remember
I
some
said
talk of
Beelzebub-
Connor
Beelzebub.
that Rodrigo would have been a great signing. If that's in there.
Yeah, I think everyone said Rodrigo. Would
I
be
never
pretty
said
good.
Rodrigo's going to be a good signing.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
The only thing was Bielsa's style will work better in the Brown.
Yep, and it did.
I said Trossard and Lamptey would be great.
Which
Trossard was
I
okay.
mean, they
you're
were
right.
actually really
They were
fucking
the
good.
only two.
Lamptey got that
they were
injury
the-
though.
I mean, yeah, it's a shame what happened to Rampy. I mean, he was really good.
Yeah.
I think
Trossard got
I-
5
it's like,
goals.
I
and 5
realized it
assists.
more
okay.
as the season went on. If Brighton had someone to actually
Finish.
to actually aim for in the box, other than whatever the fuck Neil Maupay is supposed to
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
who I think is just a walking, talking
He's shite.
Dick face.
shithouse.
Yeah, he's fucking
You
shit.
know, all he's there to do almost is to rile up the other team
Yeah.
and try and get them sent off, and then get sent off himself. He's not there to score goals. It seems like, because he
Yeah.
didn't fucking do that.
He's had a massive drop off this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he scored a fair amount of goals this season beforehand, but he's not
No,
good.
he's not good. No, they need his new striker.
And like when you think he's their out and out striker, I mean, I guess there's Danny Welbeck.
they
but
could be
that's
losing
also Danny
Basuma as
Welbeck.
well. Brighton, like that could be a big loss for them.
I think
'cause he looks
Bazoum. I
good.
think
He looks really good.
I think the
Is
three
he going to
stand.
Liverpool? Or is that
There's
the...
talks about
possibly.
that. I'd like to see him
But
go
yeah.
to Liverpool because that's the kind of midfielder that they need.
I think
Another guy.
Yeah,
to
but
break
he
the
always
the
has a
real-
lot of CDM sort of.
Not enough. Not enough.
I think coming. I think
Not
coming
after
out,
Wijnaldum's gone.
I think coming out of that season, I think the three standout players for Brighton that they would really hope that they could hold on to would be
Basuma.
Lamptey,
Basuma.
Bazuma, and
I don't think Lamptey's been standing out. I just think he's. I think
Oh,
he said
he was
was
class,
promising,
but he got
but
the
he
injury. I
wasn't-
think.
yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't.
I think he was.
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
Over
really
the
good
season,
at
I
the
think he was the standout at Brighton, but
Well, he
Nah.
was. When you think about but hold on. a second
Trossard
here.
looks
Wait,
quality.
hold,
though.
Yeah.
hold on, Andrew.
Genuine.
What-
I
I'm
think
not saying he's not very talented. I'm just saying he wasn't standing.
Yeah.
this
No,
season.
no. You say standout because when you look at performances from Brighton players, you think, boom, he's someone who's going to create. He's someone that's going to do something on the pitch when you get him the ball.
Yeah.
And they don't have
He
other,
was
many other
causing
players like that.
so much problems for Chelsea in that first game.
That's-
I think it was like third game of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean by standout. When you look at the pitch and you think when he's given the ball, he's going to do something.
Yeah.
He can
Lallana
create.
looked pretty good as well at the start, but he
like
got
their backline.
injuries
I like
all over.
Brighton's backline. I think they have a.
Yeah, they look pretty decent. I think they should bring Duffy back though.
Yeah,
He's not been great
I know
for Celtic.
he hasn't been good for Celtic,
But look,
but I
he
think
could be
like he
good,
could
like-
genuinely be something.
He could be a good
Still.
fourth choice. You know,
Yeah.
they play three at the back, don't they?
Yeah.
They play
I don't know why they
Dunk,
loaned him out.
White and Webster.
Yeah,
And
Dunk
Webster's
is
a-
quality.
Yeah,
Dunk is so good.
yeah, but like all three of them are very good.
Yeah.
They're all very, very good centre backs.
Who's their left back again? I can't.
Dan Burn, is it?
I can't
I think
remember.
it is.
Yeah, he's not great.
Because isn't he like fucking like 6'4" or something?
Yeah, it's 6
He's like really tall for a left back.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've got a lot of players.
that's always a threat with Brighton is that they're
They're
really
tall.
good from set pieces because all their back line is really tall. They except Lamptey.
What about Arsenal? Do you just want to talk about Arsenal?
oh yeah.
They're
yes,
fucking
because
amazing.
Arsenal are hilarious.
Here,
to
I'll
talk
just
about.
tell you the positions we had them.
Yeah.
I had them in 6th.
Mhm.
Connor, you had them in 5th. And
Them in 8, didn't I?
you had them in 8th, yeah.
Yeah,
And
Where did they finish?
8.
did they finish 8th?
Yeah.
Where did they finish? 9th.
Uh,
Or was it 8th?
yeah, they finished 8th.
Yeah.
Andy was spot on.
I mean,
I was very spot on with the top 6 clubs.
Arsenal
Yeah,
are
you
just
really
such a-
fucking were.
Arsenal are just such a
Yeah.
funny example, right?
Yeah, because you got
because-
Spurs right as well.
Yeah.
Because you think, right? They should have done better. You think after they won the FA Cup under Arteta, right?
They lost
you
their
think-
best player to Aston Villa, and it all went down from there.
It's like you fully expected them to really go into this season with some sort of actual plan. And
After
then
that
they-
FA Cup, I was like, oh, they could actually be something
they,
here.
there could be something.
They
And
did well against Liverpool at the last
I-
one of the last games
I
of the season as
think-
well.
I still think Arteta should be their manager because quite frankly I don't know
Who else would want to take them?
who else could get that team further. I don't think he's the problem. I think the players are the problem.
Yeah, there's no. See, here's the problem.
You look at
I think they're too reliant on Aubameyang in the sense that they seem to, because they've signed him down on this big contract, and he was our main man going into the season. Like, you couldn't say he wasn't. But the big problem is he wants to play, I think, like a kind of hold-up striker, because I think that's the kind of way it is now. You kind of get a striker who can
the
hold
problem
up.
is they keep playing him on the left wing.
Yeah, and they play him out on the left.
Like that's not good.
And he's not. He was really good for them last season, left wing, but he took
I
a
was
major
I
dip
was
for
fuming
him
for
this
such a
season.
large part of the early season with Arsenal because they're moving Aubameyang out of position to accommodate Lacazette. That's dumb. Don't do
Yeah.
that. The only players who come out this season for Arsenal with any sort of credibility is Saka
Yeah,
and Smith Rowe.
Yeah, looks
No,
pretty
Those are the
decent.
only two players who come out with any credibility.
If they get
maybe
Buendia,
Pepe.
Pepe looked really strong
Maybe
at the
Pepe.
end of the season.
At the end of the season. That's it.
The very
only
end,
from the
he
end of
looked
the season.
unreal.
though.
He's too patchy though.
So I wouldn't say he comes out with much, but a bit.
Right, yeah. Apparently, though, from the rumours, I think Aston Villa are leading the race from him. But with these transfer rumours,
Yeah.
he's leading the race at the moment. He, you don't know until the final transfer happens.
Too right.
And even like today, actually, there was a link between Aston Villa and Smith Rowe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
but
then
that's
that
just-
means
that's
Buendia
just-
could end up going to Arsenal.
But
He
that's
looks
just
so good, Buendia.
That's just paper talk,
Yeah.
You can't
But let's
really-
focus on what's fact. And the fact is Arsenal are shit.
Yeah, but like, what do
And a
you
lot of their players were shit.
think Arsenal need to do to change that?
Well,
though?
they're getting a new goalkeeper, aren't they?
Okay.
I think they're
I think
replacing
Leno's pretty good though.
But I don't see why.
Leno's fine.
I think he wants to go, though. I think.
I
So
think
that's the
what they
problem.
really need is they need to freshen up that defense. That defense is shocking.
But they've got players in there.
But
Gabriel.
David Luiz is gone.
Gabriel's good though.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
He got injured, though.
They
That
need
was
to,
all
they
I'm
need to
saying.
take a chance on these younger players that they have.
Saliba. Like they just shipped him out.
Why can't they just play Gabriel and Saliba?
Yeah. Play Saliba in the
Like,
fucking Euros. Like,
When you
what
think,
the hell are
when
they
you think,
thinking?
right? That their team could be Tierney. Their back line could be Tierney, Saliba, Gabriel. Who's their right back? It's Bellerin, isn't it? For now.
Bellerin, but
He's
he,
had- he's had
it
a
looks
better
like he
season.
could be going.
Yeah,
They were playing Chambers, or was it Holden out there? I think they were playing Chambers out there for a while.
He's had a better season, I think.
We'll say Chambers. I mean, it's a young, but it's
No,
A
they need
potential-
somebody better than Chambers out there.
but
They need
no,
a
hold
new
on.
right back.
Well, I think what you can do is, why can't you just play three at the back? They
Get
need to get an actual like rock in the base of their midfield, someone you can rely on.
Well, Party was kind of meant to be that guy,
Yeah.
but he
I
didn't
mean-
But
end
no,
up
in their
being it.
defense.
Oh, I thought
Not in
he's
the
at the
midfield.
base of
Like-
midfield.
No, in their defense. No, you can't because you need someone there because they don't have David Luiz there anymore.
I think he'll always want to play a three back,
And I think that's fine.
but I think he
play.
does need a good his centre back then.
Yeah.
If
But it's like, why can't they just go for some? If they get a solid centre back, you play him
Gabriel,
and Gabriel
Saliba,
and Saliba, and you play Tierney,
and then get a new right back.
Yeah, get a right wing back.
then
on the-
in
on the-
midfield,
Partey
he'll
and
probably
Buendia.
play with two.
Party and Buendia.
Again,
Oh,
he
he's
won't
going
have
to
to cam
Aston
though.
Villa.
He won't have to cam then because you can't play Buendia
But
in
does
the
he
two.
necessarily need that if he has guys like
Maybe he
Wisaka
plays four.
and-
Maybe he plays four,
Yeah, but
and then he just
Buendia-
plays Buendia,
but
and then he
Buendia-
gets.
But if he just plays,
Arsenal don't have the funds to make all these transfers, though.
you know, well,
Yeah.
I mean, like a decent centre back's not gonna cost you that much. Not what they need. They don't need a Ruben Diaz or Maguire. They need to spend 70 million on. You can just get a fairly competent. There's enough out there in the Premier League
Yeah.
for them to get. Though they could if they wanted to.
Yeah, but think you're right. If you're going to get Buendia, right? Which
Do I have one of those moms?
Yeah, man.
Cool.
if you get Buendia,
40 million, you said, right?
40 million, yeah.
That's achievable for
But
Arsenal.
that's half their transfer budget, though.
But what
Like
else
that.
would they need? Other than a centre back. And then you just play Pepe and Saka either side of Aubameyang. There's a competent starting 11.
I think they play Lacazette in the middle, though.
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
Because I think Lacazette, though, no, but at least he can bring other players into the game.
Make sure you keep all those up. But it's like, is that not a competent starting 11? There's a lot of, with Partey in front of your defence, there's a solid spine there. You with your wing backs and your wingers, there's so much attacking potential you have there, and you have who you know is a competent striker in there, in Aubameyang.
There's a weird comment here, though. You had a weird one, I think.
Me, I'm Fulham apparently.
No, it was Andrew.
Okay,
was
thank God.
Willian is a great signing.
Oh yeah.
Look, I still got the.
Willian is definitely a great signing. Sorry.
Oh wow.
Further-
Andrew.
Look. I got the prediction right. I'm kind of happy with that.
Yeah, you got them in the right place, all right.
Not as bad as the.
It's odd that you were saying, but you're still saying they're going to be 8.
Yeah. I thought there's better teams above them.
That's Wolves.
You put Wolves way too high, man. Okay, here's another one. Spurs. Andy got that one right. He said they'd be 7th. I put them in. I put them in 5th.
Where I put them?
Um,
6th
no.
or 5th.
Wait, where did you have them? Oh no, you put them in 6th.
Close. Really should have done better. They really should have. Like, especially, and this is kind of one that's really weird because they did bad, but unlike a lot of the other teams that did bad because they underperformed, Tottenham did bad while a lot of their players were overperforming. Like,
I think we all said Jose would do bad though.
but it's like, well, yeah, but it's like Harry Kane. I don't know if I think this might be the first time ever for any player led the charts in scoring and assists.
Yeah.
And
He was
I still think
class.
if Jack Grealish wasn't in it, he would have won it though.
And it's like-
if he won, no, if he wasn't injured for third of the season,
It's
You
like,
would've
and if
'Cause he's only 4 off it, so.
Yeah, but Harry Kane was one.
or
Yeah,
even
I'm
like
saying he
Song
would-
was up there in
Jack
terms of
Grealish
goals
would've.
scored. Højbjerg's having a really good season, and it's like, and he started off really well. And it's you don't.
Son was unreal.
It's like you
Yeah,
just don't
yeah.
understand what happened.
You know,
I mean, I guess the only thing you can say is that it just straight up plain and simply come down to the Jose Mourinho effect.
Your defense is fucking awful, though.
Yeah, but your defense doesn't necessarily need to be great. I mean, like Liverpool for a few years were doing just fine with a bad defense until they got Van Dijk in. But it's like,
They conceded a lot more than Arsenal did,
can I say that, right?
and they conceded a lot more than Chelsea, and
Well,
a lot more than City.
what were-
but the problem. No, no. The
lot more than
the problem
Liverpool.
for there is that Tottenham
Oh, not a lot more.
Tottenham were a lot
than
like
Liverpool.
the Liverpool like when Suarez was there, where they didn't give a shit how many goals they were conceding because they were going to outscore you.
Yeah, they had Gary Kane.
And the problem was there was a time where they were still conceding a lot of goals and they weren't outscoring their opponent.
To be honest,
Oh, there
they
you go.
should have played Dele Alli,
Get out.
because Dele Alli, like, I think they were relying
this
too
is
much on
Eddie
Kane
Buckingham.
to do both the attacking midfielder work and the striker work. Because, like, how many times did we see Harry Kane like setting up Son, or then teeing it up to Son and then getting ahead to try score a goal? Like, there was too much of that.
Can I say that, right? What
Okay.
a terrible decision from the Spurs board to sack Jose Mourinho
Before that
5
game,
days before
yeah.
the cup final.
I
No, right.
think that will always go down as a baffling
The
decision.
one,
Yeah.
the one thing that Jose is very good at,
Same
right?
day as the Super League or something like that.
Yeah.
as well.
It was the
the
day
one-
after the Super League was announced.
The one thing that Jose is very, very good at is winning kind of these cup final games. That is his speciality. And you
Well-
sack him, replace him with a lad who's probably younger than about 3 or 4 players on the pitch.
But
Ridiculous,
if you think about-
ridiculous and baffling decision.
But if you think about how that final went, do you realistically see it playing out any other way under Mourinho? Because
Yeah, maybe.
no, but think about it. Tottenham went out and played exactly what you expected them to a week beforehand when still Mourinho was the manager. And they're going to sit back and hit him on the counter.
Son had a very poor game. Son
Yeah.
did very poor.
Well, he owed it.
Yeah.
But did they play any different than what you'd expect?
Harry Kane,
No,
like,
not
I have
really.
to say, like, I felt sorry for him in that final because he was genuinely, like, doing good hold-up play and stuff. But the players around him just didn't seem to do it. And I don't think he was 100% fit going into that game as well, wasn't he? There was
No.
injury worries or something like that. But he's always an injury prone.
Sorry.
What do you think Spurs need to do for next season? What do they need to bring in?
They
Other
need a
than-
right winger. Like,
Well,
even though Bale's technically gone.
step
he's-
one.
If they can sign on Bale
Okay, step one.
and play him.
Get Nuno.
Nah.
I rate Nuno.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're getting him in. I think he's not on the.
Nah.
They're looking at Conte. Conte's the.
I think Conte is good, but maybe
Well,
Conte could do something.
team- okay,
he
well,
could do a
that's the
job.
front
There's a
runners at the
few.
moment.
There's a few good, really good managers out there.
Ten Hag, Potter.
There's a few really good managers out there.
Yeah.
Go get one of them. Step two. Sign Gareth Bale. Because you need someone else up front there.
Yeah, and I think he's actually genuine. Like, I know he's. It depends on how much. If you pay 20 for him, that's good. Or maybe if you can just sign him on a loan again.
Step three. Sort the fuck out of your midfield. Get it together. Because Højbjerg is like really the only player in that team who's actually cemented his spot in that midfield. And it feels like they just don't know who the fuck they want to play
Endon
next to him.
Bailey's quality.
But he can be inconsistent sometimes.
And
And they
same
won't
with
play him
Sissoko.
sometimes. And Sissoko's fine. The Celso, they have options. They just won't use them. Or they won't
Celso
use them
looked
enough.
very good in the first half of that game against City in the final. Like, he genuinely is really talented.
It's like
Lo Celso.
whatever manager they come in, they need to come up with, need to have an idea who they want to be playing in midfield and fucking stick to it. You can't keep chopping and changing.
Same with defense.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that because there was a few players in there who were playing a lot more consistently, other than what was going on in the midfield. Stick to it. You can't keep chopping and changing. That's not going to work. Because games are won and lost in the midfield battle.
Eric
That's
Dyer.
why. That's why
Eric Dyer reset it.
Fabinho is so good for Liverpool because he breaks up that play in midfield.
Yeah.
He stops your attack.
But
before it
Højbjerg
even
should be
starts.
that for them.
Yeah, he is. But when you think about it, Fabinho's also playing next to the same guys week in, week out. You know? Like for
Other
a long
than this
time, he was
season,
playing
like-
next to Genie and Henderson for ages, and he's one of the best CDMs in the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like Kante, you see, for the most part, he's going to be playing next to Jorginho. You know? You need some sort of stability in your midfield, because if you don't have stability in your midfield, it just affects everywhere in the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because if your midfield is disorganized, well then suddenly a lot of your attackers are starting to get your defense. And
I
your
think
defense
that was
is
the
your
same
weak part.
problem with Arsenal this season as well.
Because your defense is your
Yeah.
weak part.
Mm.
Like you look at their team. Who did they play? Ben Davis, Dyer. Who is it?
Alderweireld in and out.
Alderweireld and
The Welsh side, what's
Reguilon.
his name? They also play the Welsh side, what's his name?
Ben Davis.
No.
Isn't it?
Joe Roden or something.
Oh yeah,
Rob,
but
yeah.
he wasn't the main starter for them.
He started against
Reguilon.
Liverpool. Reguilon was good, but he looked all over the place in
You
that
see him
game
against
against...
Aston,
Yeah,
Aston
Villa.
Villa? See him against Aston Villa? Scored an own goal and
Yeah.
then kicked it off Bertrand Traore.
He's a quality player, but he has those
Goes off.
games where he's just all over the place, you know?
And then you have Hugo Lloris, who is a great shot stopper, but he's
I
prone
think-
to the odd error.
They need to move him on. He's like 30-something.
Yeah,
He's
he-
36 or something like that.
Who would you get to replace him though? Nick Pope?
Donnarumma.
Yeah, Donnarumma. but-
Donnarumma free.
Yeah,
but
I
you see
don't know
him
if he'll go there, and I
Yeah.
don't think
Maybe
they'll
not.
pay the wages that he's
Well-
offering. He wants like 10 million a year or something like that.
Yeah.
Look.
That's the problem with goalkeeper. The problem with the goalkeeper position, right? Is that I'd say it's the least sought after position in the league
Yeah.
because you only really
Think about it,
need
right?
two. And with like say a wide player, you can have like 4 or 5.
There's so many good ones out there as well.
Yeah.
Think
The
about it,
league
right?
has like brilliant goalkeepers. Right now.
I think it's very hard to really
Do you pick up Areola? Maybe. Seems like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
gone down with
There's a
Yeah.
good option
But-
as well.
Fulham. He
Well-
could be good for them.
Yeah,
Oh no, he's back to PSG.
Oh, is he back to PSG? Yeah.
But here's the thing, right?
But
Think about it. Logically, it's an absolute no-brainer for Tottenham to at least try and go for Donnarumma.
Yeah.
Because he's a young goalkeeper. He's a really good
Much so,
goalkeeper.
man. And he has Mino Raiola as well as his
Yeah,
agent.
but is that I mean, they're also paying Gareth Bale's wages as well.
Yeah, but
You know,
that's a
Gareth,
split, I think,
Gareth
with
Bale's
Real
going to be
Madrid.
asking for a lot of wages as well if they sign him.
I don't know if they sign him. They might get him on another
If you
loan.
don't- if they sign for another loan, then just get Donnarumma.
Mm.
He's quality, and quite frankly, where else is Donnarumma really going to go? Because when you look across a lot of leagues in Europe, I mean, they all have pretty cemented.
There's talk that he's going to go to Juventus.
Yeah, but is he?
PSG
But he's
as
not
well.
going. If you go, he probably will go to Juventus, but he's not going to displace Chesney.
No, he will.
No,
With
not.
Barcelona.
Yes,
yet.
he will. You
But
100%.
here's the thing: they won't. But he's not going to bench Ter Stegen. It's not about whether he's good enough to do it. It's about whether the team will or not, and they won't.
I think they will.
They
I
won't.
think they'll do it to Chesney. I think they know that he's not good enough for that Juventus side.
But it'd be stupid if Tottenham didn't even at least try.
They need him like a Ruben Diaz to come into that Spurs side though.
A lot of teams need a Ruben Diaz to come into the side, or a Van Dijk.
Or an Ezri Konsa.
But there's not. But there's not really that many available right now.
No. What about?
I want to talk about Chelsea.
Yeah,
Chelsea
we're talking
are a
about Chelsea.
fascinating
Seems
case.
that they came fourth. So
Well, Chelsea are a fascinating case because their
I
top
had them in
goal
fourth.
scorer.
Andy had them in fourth. Oh, sorry, no, I had them in third. You guys both had them in fourth, so you got that right. Fair play to yous.
Yeah. Right. It's such a fascinating case for Chelsea because their top goal scorer was Jorginho around the Premier League,
Oh, yeah.
with 6,
Yeah.
and they were all from the penalty spot. Like
Yeah.
and they got top 4. And it's such an interesting case because you really think that they should have, with the quality that they have in their team, that they should have someone who can be more consistent with goal scoring
Yeah.
Yeah.
instead of just having it all like we've talked about, United take the piss out of them for how many penalties they got, or Bruno Fernandes, But Chelsea's top goal scorer is a penalty taker, and
Yeah.
he only got penalties. At least Bruno Fernandes can score from anywhere, really.
There's a big fucking problem with that Chelsea side right now because it's like, do you stick with Timo Werner
Yes.
No.
or do you play Tammy Abraham? But they're not going to play Tammy Abraham. They're going to get rid of him. Or do they bring in someone like a Haaland? See, this season I think is the only season where Chelsea can possibly get Haaland. Because if they go for next season, isn't there like that whole release clause with Haaland or something next
Yeah.
season? That he'll go for like 60 million or something.
Yeah.
So if there's any time Chelsea can get him, it's now. Because otherwise it's just down to Haaland, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and there's no way Haaland, if it comes down to a choice next season, Haaland's going to decide, oh, I want to go Chelsea over Man City.
Yeah.
Or I want to go Chelsea over some of those clubs. Like, I feel like,
Yeah.
I think this is Chelsea's year, or it's United's year, to try snap him. Because
United-
otherwise he'll
United
go to
will
City.
not go for Haaland.
Yeah, because they need
They go for
Sancho.
Sancho.
They need Sancho. But there was talks that they might even go for Kane. And you're like, you don't need Kane, you need Sancho.
Yeah.
I mean, City won't go for Haaland because they'll go for Kane instead.
Yeah. But
I mean, there's always one important factor you need to remember when it comes to any tournament. Who should be going for what striker should be going for it? Harry Kane's 27.
mhm.
He's in his prime. There's absolutely no reason why you also wouldn't want to go for him.
Yeah, but
And
Haaland's unreal.
yeah, but him what that is.
And he could
Harry
be your
Kane,
next striker for he could be your Messi.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
yeah,
like
but
10,
here's the
15
thing,
years.
right?
He's like
Harry Kane is a much easier buy to get as well. Like obviously, Tottenham will be something
No,
else.
if you can get him next season for 60.
But like, think about it, right? Harry Kane only wants to stay in the Premier League. So it means you're only looking at like two other teams. If you're Man City, you're only looking at two other teams you're going to want to get him, and that's Chelsea and United. And there's absolutely no reason why Harry Kane would want to go to either of those two teams ahead of City, especially since City just lost their main striker, and the only other recognised striker is Gabriel Jesus, who I think we can all agree is not the next Aguero.
Yeah, no, he's not going to be able to.
And so, why would you not go for Harry Kane when literally everyone and their dog will be going for Haaland next season? Harry Kane's a much easier, already well Premier League proven striker.
Yeah, but I feel like Haaland's just that guy. Like,
Yeah.
if you get him, what's he? He's 20?
20, yeah.
If you get him, like, he's there for the next 10, 15 seasons for you.
Yeah. Well, Harry
Not
Kane's
necessarily.
there for the next 5.
Well, you could be, like, if you're City, you
Well-
have him for 10, 15 seasons.
For example, right? Everyone knows Mbappe will most likely go to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But is he going to end his career there? Most likely not. No. It's going to be the same with Haaland.
Yeah, but I don't think PSG are that kind of stable club to me. But I think City are.
Oh yeah, well, no.
City are a kind of team that can last there forever. I just don't feel like PSG are stable enough. Like, you look around.
I think with PSG is they play in a kind of a poor league. And I think,
They play in a poor league. The revenue's not there for them, I don't think.
yeah.
And they like, there's too much shit around there. Like, there's so much like good world class players like Neymar and stuff, but then there's also like dog shit around them as well.
Well, yeah.
And even then, the French league is becoming an even more farmers league with the
Well, the thing is, they've
Well, I
got
mean,
so much great
You're
players
saying that
around
as if
there.
even more.
Leo didn't just win.
Yeah,
No.
but no, the thing is, it's like they've got so much great young players going around there and kicking about,
Yeah.
but they don't last
How
there
long?
long.
That's what I'm saying though.
Like, they'll all get shipped away. Like, yeah, like you were gonna say. Like, I think Sumare. Like, you look at him, he's already gone. I don't think Camavinga's gonna stay too long. Ronaldo Sanchez.
Renato Sanchez, I think he's gonna go soon.
Well, he's been
Leo's
linked-
been a
he's been linked
fucking.
with it.
Everyone's just buying out Ronaldo Sanchez like crazy. Like, buying Leo like crazy. Like,
Yeah.
so.
Like they're gonna drop off get massively next season.
But think
Yeah.
about it, right? Even look at Leo right now. Well, they've already lost their goalkeeper and they've already lost the manager
And the CDM.
CDM.
and their CDM. How many
Looks
else
like
are
they're
they
gonna
gonna
lose. It looks like they're gonna lose Botman. Looks like they're gonna lose
Sanchez.
Renato Sanchez. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose Rafael.
Well,
Leao.
okay. Not even just that. Like,
Jonathan David.
We're speculating right now about what Leo going to lose. We already have a prime example of what happens in Monaco 2016-17.
Yeah.
Their team was fucking decimated. Mbappe, gone. Fabinho, gone.
Bruno
Bernardo Silva,
Bernardo
gone.
Silva, yeah.
There was a bunch of other players as well.
There was Sidibe,
Yeah.
Mendy.
Mendy.
They had.
Like, that squad was decimated.
Just,
it took
a lot of players.
it took them a few years.
Falcao even left then.
It took a few years for Monaco to get back to get back. And that's off the back of like Ben Yedder being really fucking good.
Yeah, but you also have to remember, right? The French league last season didn't finish. They didn't get the revenue from the TV deals,
Mm-hmm.
and that's actually probably the biggest reason why it's going to go even further down,
Yeah.
because they're losing that's the biggest revenue for every club.
Yeah.
Seats,
TV rights.
seats, club merchandise sales, nothing compared to TV deals.
Yeah.
TV deals. And since they lost that TV deal, Huge.
Premier League
huge.
clubs make
Look,
a lot more as
look,
well
right.
with TV.
Aston Villa signed Morgan Sanson. I know he hasn't played great for Aston Villa yet,
No.
but the season beforehand he was rated for 30 million.
Yeah.
Went down to 11 million.
Jesus Christ.
You know,
But I think that's also the COVID market. Like we're seeing
Yeah.
players like there wasn't a touted
So-
that Sancho might leave for like 80 or something like that.
Well, I mean,
go
Barcelona
for 30 or
right,
something,
Barcelona
30 or 40.
right now are a great example of that. They're going. I mean, everyone speculates they're going to make probably 4 transfers this one, right?
They've already got
Aguero,
Yeah.
Garcia, Gini, and Depay.
all
yeah.
free.
All free.
Yeah.
And this isn't like Juventus. Well, what Juventus do, where
Yeah,
they
it's
get a
good
few
ones.
free
Like
transfers,
Pirlo or
but
something.
also like they've also signed a few other good players. You know,
Yeah.
like they got Rabiot and Ramsey on the free, but
Well,
also
they're
they signed a
fucking
few other good
broke.
players as
They're
well.
Yeah.
fucking broke. But like, sorry, hang on. We should get back to Chelsea though. Should we?
Yeah, sorry, we got off topic there. But Chelsea,
I
I think they should stick with Werner, at least for another season, because
what he does is
he was their top goal scorer this season.
he's not a good finisher, but what he does is he makes really good runs.
He was
You
the
saw-
top goal scorer
you saw
this
it in the
season, though.
final.
Yeah,
Didn't you see
overall.
that run from Werner? He makes a lovely run out to the left, creates a huge amount of fucking space for Havertz to just run into, and
Yeah.
Mount just slots it into his feet. Like, so he does do that. But like, Jesus Christ,
But that was
that
just
guy needs to fucking finish.
I
I think what's really
Man City were so tactically poor against Chelsea. in that
Yeah,
game.
yeah, it was
Well,
a terrible
Pep-
setup.
Pep
by
always-
Pep
Pep always
Guardiola.
does that.
Yeah, overtaught it. He
yeah,
overtaught
he always does it. But I think the thing about Werner is right, and this is what I really like about him is that he needs to work on his finishing, right?
Yeah.
But if you think about it, he also finishes the top goal scorer this season. He scored a fair amount of goals. Now, obviously, that's not saying much
Not
because
much in the Prem. I think didn't he get 7?
well, no,
Or
but I
6
mean
or something
overall,
that?
like he scored a few in the Premier League. He scored a bunch in the Champions League in their knockout stages.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But, I mean,
a lot of them
I
are
know-
kind of
look,
bogey
Tim,
little
I'm
tap-in
not-
things, you know?
I understand that he's not saying much because overall Chelsea didn't have that many goals
Yeah.
scored. But when you're saying that he finished the season the top goal scorer with a decent amount of goals, and we need to say he needs to work on his finishing, like that's the like he really could be something.
I think his confidence is just shot.
Yeah. I mean, there was so many times where he missed an open goal, or you think, why the fuck's he not just shooting when he would pass off to another player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he just and that's just he needs time. Like I say, you at least give him another season before you think we need to get rid of
Oh
this
yeah,
guy.
yeah. No, Chelsea
but I think-
are too
But
like
could-
that. Like,
but could you,
those
like,
shootout players?
Would
too
you
easy.
really want to miss out on a player like
Haaland?
Haaland? Yeah, or even I
Hold
know
on.
I know Mbappe will probably sign for Madrid because I think that's where he wants
wants
to
to
go.
Liverpool?
Yeah.
But
No, there's absolute no reason why Chelsea would. There's no reason for Chelsea to take a risk.
Yeah.
Or not taking a risk. Obviously, it's not going to be that much of a risk buying Haaland. There's absolutely no need for Chelsea to go and spend
A shit ton of money.
that
again.
much amount of money when there are other areas they kind of needed on.
To be honest, Chelsea are really well set up now. Like, I don't think they're like lacking any kind of players in any position. I mean, maybe you could say, oh, maybe they need another midfielder.
Yeah,
But
maybe another defender. Like,
yeah,
I know Rudiger. I know
but like
Rudiger
they've
was
been
really
so
good.
solid. But I mean, yeah, you need someone to eventually replace
And-
Thiago Silva
and Azpilicueta.
Azpilicueta, yeah.
Like they're aging on that side.
Yeah.
You know.
But otherwise,
there's
they're
no
really
reason to
fucking
spend.
good.
There's no reason to go spend 120 million on Haaland when Werner, you have a diamond in the rough, really.
Yeah.
And it's not even like, I mean, it's not like he's a diamond in the rough, but like, you can clearly say he's a diamond.
Yeah.
You
It's
clearly
Havertz.
see- you
Havertz
clearly
looks
see-
like he
Yeah,
could
It's
be
Havertz that
something.
needs to
the
work.
thing about Haaland is right,
Havertz is so good.
For me, the thing about
he looks
Haaland
like he
is-
could be.
like he's such a marketable person as well. You know, like, even if you look at that,
You
right?
make his money straight back.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
always-
mean, is he though? Like, Mbappe on one side, yeah, you can definitely say that. You know, he's
I think
But-
everyone talks about Haaland though. Bundesliga
Yeah.
have a
Well, hold
channel
on.
and they pump out a video after every time he
Well, hold
scores
on.
and it'll just say
Everyone's-
all goals by
But-
Erling Haaland.
but, yeah,
And I'll
but,
get like millions of views.
but you know, was that not exactly the same kind of thing that was happening after the World Cup with Mbappe?
Yeah, so they're
but
both like that.
they're both
Yeah,
once
I'm not
a
saying you
generation
can.
talent.
It's not exclusive. Like,
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if Mbappe is still incredibly marketable,
yeah,
but you know, like in a few years' time, you'll be saying, "Oh, this new Louis Barry, look how
Chuck
marketable he
Mecca.
is," you know,
Yeah.
top striker in the world. Like you're gonna be saying in a few years' time, it's like, "Wow."
I think
look
Haaland
at this
will
guy.
always be like that though.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you
they'll
if
always
you if
always
you're
be
getting
like that.
30 goals a season,
He'd be like, I think he'll be like,
he'd
yeah, I
be the
think-
next Ronaldo. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like, Ronaldo, for example, he's marketable. He's probably paid back that fee.
As soon as he went to Juventus, he paid it back in a week. Like,
Yeah, through shirt sales.
Yeah, sure says.
But I'm not
Yeah.
saying like you don't need to. You don't need to take that risk.
I don't know.
But it's not much of a risk as
It's
you
not
think it
even
is.
much of a risk, yeah.
kinda is.
I pay it. I genuinely, well,
Yeah.
obviously I can't, but...
I'm saying
if you were
apps-
put in that position with that amount of money, you'd buy them.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm saying there's no need for them to go and buy him though.
Yeah. Where do we put... What about United?
They overperformed.
They overperformed. Where do you guys have them?
I have them on
I think
second.
we had top 4.
You see, Andrew fucking knocked his top 4 out of the park. He had City, then United, then Liverpool, then Chelsea.
Yeah.
He got the top 6 completely right.
Is there any quotes about my top 6?
Nah, I think he just said like...
Because Connor said something about mean about it.
Oh yeah, because I said it was bullshit that you put United over
Well,
Liverpool.
Connor said Chelsea's back 5 is bad.
And I mean it was for a long time.
I said Greenwood overperformed. That's what we said.
did.
I said Donny van der Beek is not going to be the player that they need.
Yeah, which he wasn't.
I don't think anyone is going to get 90 points a season. You said that, Connor.
I mean, I was pretty fucking close. Though.
Yeah, you were very right.
What did City get? 91?
Did they? I thought they finished on 80, no? Hang on. Yeah, they finished at 86.
86? I was right.
Yeah, you were right.
I thought I don't know why I
back
finished
from
with 91.
like nothing.
Nothing too crazy, like, but Connor had Liverpool to win. I had City to win.
Well, let's see.
I mean,
Connor
Liverpool could have won. Really?
Connor had United in third.
Yeah, because I mean, Liverpool really should have. I mean, it's not even. I'm not even just gonna say it was defensive injuries that cost them. There were so many games this season where you thought this. It kind of went back to what it was like before Klopp.
Yeah.
Where I think Liverpool 1-0 up, like they're all over this shitty side, but you just know, in the back of your head, they're gonna fuck this up.
I said
and
this
so
last
many
season, though.
times they fucked it up.
I said this last season, and I said this is why I didn't think Liverpool would finish top. And I said, Liverpool, when you looked at their season when they won it, they got very lucky with goals. Like if you look at their goals, all their goals are kind of based off another team making a mistake because they forced a mistake, but another team needs to make a mistake for Liverpool to score with all that pressure.
How far behind were City?
This season,
Yeah.
hang on, I'll get you now.
Or 15 or something points, wasn't it?
I think, yeah, it was 17 points.
Mhm.
Oh wait, was it?
We went.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, you
12.
have to remember.
It was 12.
You have to remember, Jimbo,
The engineer.
right?
Yeah.
You have to remember. We went from going, nearly 4 years unbeaten at home to losing 6 at home
Yeah, it was
in a
17.
row,
Yeah.
right? 6 at home in a row, right? And
Yeah,
then
but-
that's not even taking into account games like against West Brom, Leeds, or Newcastle, both of them, or Brighton. All those games that we were winning and we should have won, that
Yeah,
we
but they
drew
need-
because we bottled it. But like,
Liverpool need major work this season, though.
Yeah,
they
I-
need
look-
major fucking work.
This is what I said last. I think that's what I said about last season.
Yeah.
You just didn't have the squad. You don't have the squad depth. You have good squad. It's only you had like after.
Up top, you didn't have much
Yeah.
depth until Jota came in, I guess.
But even then, you still don't really have the depth. I didn't think that Firmino would do well this season.
Yeah, he
He
definitely didn't. Well,
I-
we were saying that Firmino had a drop off last season, and we were like, they have to sell 1 of the 3.
I thought.
And then, you know, this season he's kind of been
I
the same.
thought if one of Salah or Mane got injured, it was kind of didn't have that.
I thought it was going to be an injury in the front 3. I didn't think it would be an injury in the back line.
yeah, I didn't think you didn't think it'd be 3 injuries in the back line,
Yeah, but the problem is it's not Liverpool.
followed by 2 injuries in the midfield.
I think Liverpool, if you look at them, this is fucking criminal. They have Andy Robertson and they have Trent Alexander-Arnold, and they continually put in unreal crosses into the box. And Liverpool have strikers who aren't really physically able to get on the end of those balls. How many times have you seen like Salah go up in the air and score a header? How many times have you seen Mane? And
A
like
few times.
the odd time, but he's not prolific. Same with Firmino, like he got I think 3 headers this season, 2 against Spurs, and then he got 1 against Burnley. Well, no, not against Burnley. It was against was that against Southampton? Oh, he had a header that led up to a goal against Southampton at least. But the thing is, there's always a really nice ball into that box with no one to get on the end of it. And what Liverpool need to do is they need to sign a guy who's good in the air, who's good at making pressures,
Well,
and who's good at linking up players.
well, here's the thing. I'm going to talk to my dad about this later. If we come out this transfer window with Konate, which we have,
Yeah.
Daka off Salzburg, and Rafinha off Leeds,
No, that's
Yeah.
not what Liverpool need.
it is what we
Oh,
need. It is.
no.
It is 100% what we need.
That is not
We
what
need,
Liverpool need.
yeah, we do. We need Rafinha would be a great addition to either our midfield or front line, and
No.
Daka is basically what. Well, you know, when we signed Minamino, we thought we were going to get a good striker. Daka is what Minamino. what we
Liverpool
need Minamino
don't
to
need
be.
that shit. Liverpool don't
We
need a
do.
fucking player.
Have you seen Daka? Have you seen him
Liverpool
play?
don't need a fucking player who's gonna do like, nice little tricks and flicks like Rafinha.
That's not what Daka does.
No, I'm not talking about Daka. I'm talking about Rafinha. I think Rafinha is the worst option. Liverpool need another guy who could fucking break up the midfield because we've lost.
Hold on a second. You're saying that when we still have Fabinho, Henderson, and Thiago.
Yeah, but no, Thiago's not that kind of player.
He kind of is. Have you
No,
seen- hold
he's
on a
not.
second here. Hold on.
Thiago's not
Andrew,
the kind of
have
guy.
have you seen the tackles that Thiago would put in this season?
No, he'll put in good tackles, but that's not his job. His job is to kind of try break down a team that's sitting deep with 10 men. That's why we had him in this season. But he ended up having to do like a high work rate intense game because players like Jordan Henderson got injured and we were dropping Fabinho out in the midfield, sticking him in the centre back.
You need to replace Jordan Anderson big time.
Well, Jordan Henderson's getting injured. I rate him
He's
so
also
high.
getting old as well.
And he's getting old. He's
Yeah.
hitting 31. Gini Wijnaldum left, so we need to replace him. Naby Keita's always fucking injured.
Oh well.
James Milner's another year older, and he's not getting much better. Like, you know.
Presumably, also, if those four, if you come out transfer with those four, then that's literally every single problem Liverpool will have sorted.